Hi everyone, this is For the Love of Comics, and it's been a long time. I'm going to explain to you right now why it has been and discuss a couple of things about the future of this channel. This starts with a big announcement, or big to me at least, which is that after 19 years, the company I work for and I have decided to part ways. For those of you who don't know, I worked in corporate publishing in editorial, as I have done for my whole life. Now, there are hundreds of factors that have gone into this, but one of the key ones was that I didn't feel like I was doing what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do things. And I've decided that instead of taking on another corporate job in publishing or otherwise, for right now, I'm going to hold off on that. And maybe this is because of the tough couple of years that I've had and the kind of changes that have come about in my life. This isn't really about that. This is about this channel that I started about 5.5 years ago, a channel that I've always been very excited about and loved making videos for, but particularly have loved the comments and the people that I've met, the other channels that I've discovered, the comics that I've discovered through the discussions and conversations because I made this channel. By the way, if you're not familiar with this channel, for some reason this is the first time you're watching it, I would recommend you pause this and go away and watch at least one or two of my videos, the top 10 list, a live stream, creator spotlight, a publisher overview, whatever strikes your fancy. Go browse my videos and my playlists and see what you think of this. Because for me, this channel has been the one place that I've gotten to express myself exactly how I wanted to. Now, that doesn't mean that I've made fantastic videos. Every one of my videos irritates me later, and I always want to improve them. But I think that's what excites me about this is I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly doing new things. At the same time, the channel has been funded, so to speak, by my day job. Not only does the paycheck allow me to buy the comics and the books that I'm interested in, but it helps me with gear. It helps me with the editing software. And those things to me are tools that I like learning about and learning to use so that I can make the best videos I can. When I look at great books and great comics, I'm always impressed by the craft and the thought that has gone into it. And that's kind of what I want to do with the videos. I want to put in that kind of thought and craft for my viewers. So even if it's an esoteric topic that only me and 12 other people in the world care about, at least they can have something that cannot be generated by AI yet. Which is the reason why, for the first time, I have opened up memberships and a Patreon for the Love of Comics. The idea behind this, I think, is the most traditional one. I want the support of a select few people who care enough about the way I do things and the things that I want to look at. And there are a number of things I want to look at. I have a list of videos and collaborations and live streams that I want to do, that every time I have to put something off gets another week or another month and another year further away. I want to be able to give this channel the kind of attention that I think it deserves, because it represents in a very small way a certain kind of independence and a certain kind of willfulness. Now, this does not mean that I'm becoming a full-time YouTuber or I'm relying on YouTube to make me money. The Patreon and the memberships, for those who want to support this channel, are purely for the support of the channel. It's for buying comics, it's for editing software, it's for gear like lights and microphones and cables and things like that that I like to use and experiment with, and the way that I've tried to set up the tiers, all of which are malleable and can change based on discussion of those who want to participate. The way I've set that up is really to focus on this collaborative aspect where I love viewer recommendations. I love viewer conversations. When I'm thinking about what I want to do with this channel, I do want to grow it with that sort of collaborative aspect to it. Now, this doesn't mean that I want to make videos that other people want me to make. The whole point of this, I think, is independence. But I'll be honest that some of my favorite videos and some of my most popular videos have been things that have come either as a recommendation or things that have been sparked because of recommendations or suggestions that viewers have given me. I'm looking at this as a completely amateur experiment, and I'm very interested to see what the results are. I have no expectations on who's going to want to sign up for this, and nothing on the channel changes. I'm not going to put anything that I would normally put on the channel either as a video or as a community post only behind Patreon or memberships. If I am to think about YouTube in any way as a contributor to the number of things that I want to do and try on my own, I can't have it be driven by the algorithm. I can't have my effort be seen purely in the number of clicks and views and the widest range of appeal. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Quite the contrary. I'm saying that I need to work on my skills to get to that level of craft, to get to that level of video making. But if I'm to look at the numbers on YouTube, and if I'm to see the kind of back-end data that a creator sees, it can be, in spite of all your thinking, in spite of all your logic, it can be dispiriting. It can be, here's all this effort and nobody saw it, or nobody's interested, or it didn't get as many views as that other one. In spite of noting these things, I think I've always been able to ignore them for the most, because I didn't depend on YouTube for money. It wasn't about revenue, and it wasn't about the numbers. It was about trying to connect with people in the best way that I could learn to do. So my experiment with memberships and Patreon is to see if I can take one part of my life, one part of all the things that I want to do, and solidify it into an absolute certainty. I am going to make videos. I am going to make good videos. I'm going to make them better and better. I'm going to do the things that I want to do with the support and alongside people who want to do similar things. I will follow this up with a longer live stream in which I'll go over Q&A and any level of detail that people want to get into. As I said, I'm really looking for collaboration and conversation in building and shaping something that I think some of you may think is worthwhile. I know this is very rambling and unprofessional. I don't know if that's ironic or not, but I've tried to make this video a number of times now and failed so miserably that this time I pledged I'm just going through it and let the dice fall where they may. Thank you so much for your constant support. Whether you back and pledge or whether you do not, you are the reason why this channel matters so much to me. This is For the Love of Comics, and with your help, you'll be seeing a lot more of me from now on.